Hey everybody, Derek here to bring you another video for Fear the Walking Dead. And what I'd like to do in this video is kind of predict the types of characters that Madison and Travis are going to be, and potentially the storylines that we may see with them as we go along the first season of Fear the Walking Dead. Now that we have the trailer and a synopsis for 2 episodes, I think that delving into these characters a little bit and trying to figure out what's going on with them and how they may contribute to the plot, I think is something that, we should do and maybe predict to see how they are going to act throughout the first season. So just in case you guys are not caught up with anything on Fear the Walking Dead, you don't know any information, you haven't seen the trailers, this video will contain spoilers. Okay, so Madison, as we know, is a guidance counselor at a high school. Her and Travis do work at the same high school together. And, from the trailer, I really think that Madison overall, she's very level-headed. She's somebody who seems to be able to analyze a situation and, figure out what the best thing to do in it is. The way that she was interacting with that student in the first promo and during the trailer, I'm very interested to see if she really does think that there is danger, or if she's trying to convince herself that nothing bad is happening. What she's doing, I don't know, but she seems to be able to have this ability to, keep everything in order. She seemed to be like the one in charge at her house, telling Alicia to, hurry up in the bathroom, dealing with the student. I think that it's very possible that she will develop as the leader of this group, because being a guidance counselor, I think, gives her the ability to really be able to help people through this. I think she knows how to assess people and really understand, what they need to hear and what she needs to provide. Because I think for that young boy, I mean, even if Madison does realize that things are, going to HE double hockey sticks, she was still able to keep him a little calm. And, it seems like those two will work together. I see them wheeling a food cart through the hallways of the school, and it really makes me wonder if he's going to be a part of the group. I still don't know his name, and I haven't found out any information about that student. But, I think that Madison is definitely somebody who can form as a leader. Now, the question, though, that presents itself is, will she be able to hold up under pressure? And when you add, Travis's former family into the situation, will she still be able to keep this kind of level head? Because, our emotions can make us do things that we normally wouldn't do if we were thinking rationally. And, sometimes when you get involved with someone's ex, that can potentially, really mess you up and make you do things, say things to people that you normally would not do or say. And I'm very interested to see if Madison will, face this test, because I don't think that she's going to get along with Liza. I think that those two have different personalities. While we don't know what Liza's personality really is, because we really haven't heard much from her in the trailer, I think, they described her as more of a bohemian type. I think that's more like a free spirit or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But it's very interesting, for me to see if Liza's going to put drama in this situation, potentially blaming Madison for taking away her husband, Travis, and destroying this family. And it's really going to be up to Madison, I think, to really be the mature one in the situation. Because I really think that, if anything, Liza almost seems more like a character who would create the drama. And I may be wrong about that, but I think that Madison is definitely going to have a lot of challenges. Plus, dealing with her son's addiction, is she going to go about that the right way? Because again, when it's a personal situation, you may treat it differently than you would somebody who would be completely neutral to you, someone you don't know, a stranger. And, you see that Madison is going to struggle to keep Nick from crippling during withdrawal in season 2. And I really am interested to see if she can hold herself together as the world starts to collapse around her. And if she's able to, and she still maintains the attitude that she has in the trailer, I think she would absolutely be the leader of the group. She has the capability to do it, but it's going to be up to her to really hold it together, act like a leader, act like somebody that she's supposed to. And if she does, I think that she'll be good to go. And I think she will be a very great, interesting character on the show. Now, Travis, though, I think he's going to bring a lot of, different situations into the show. I think Travis is really going to be motivated at first with the idea of saving Chris and Liza, protecting his family. You saw with Rick, a lot of the things that kept him going in the first episodes, or the first 2 episodes really, was to find his family. He wants to find Lori and Carl. And that is something that drives him on and prevents him from really, struggling with the environment around him. You're going to have a lot of different people who I think are going to react differently to the zombie apocalypse. You have some people who are just going to be, frightened to death. You have other people who are going to step up to the challenge and try to survive and help the people that they, love or support or whoever they're with to survive as well. And I think that Travis has the advantage already of being able to not fall under the pressure because he has a goal. His goal is to go save his family. And I think that he's going to be successful in that. I think that Chris and Liza will end up back at the, probably Madison's house with Nick and Alicia. And I think from there, though, you're going to see Travis really caught up in a lot of drama and stress because, again, bringing 2 families together when they've been broken with, by divorce, that's, sometimes, very, I guess the word that I'm trying to come up with is that it's a volatile situation. It's like throwing a match in a powder keg. Something like that was what I was trying to come up with. But it can 1 minute be, let's come together and survive, and the next minute you're at each other's throats because of the past. And I think that that is something that Travis is going to get caught up in the middle with, because I think you're going to see both sides maybe trying to get him to agree with them. You have Liza who, potentially was the one that was heartbroken by Travis. I mean, that information may come out later that it was Liza who ended the relationship, but I think it's more likely that Travis did. That's my assumption. And, perhaps maybe manipulating him into supporting her. There may still be feelings there. And that may, become a very big problem, especially if, one side or the other is having, disagreements with each other. Travis and Madison may easily fight, and then Liza's going to come to his rescue and be like, hey, don't talk to my husband that way, or my ex-husband that way, and Liza might, take him aside and be like, oh, don't let her get you down, or hey, you can do such and such and such, or you know who you are. Or, what'll be really interesting is to see if, Travis is put in that situation where he does have to choose Madison's side or Liza's side because they may have differing opinions. And I'm really going to be interested to see how long this group stays together, like in the house, because one of the things that about Walking Dead is usually you don't stay in one area for too long because things come along and destroy it. And when it comes to, The Walking Dead, you've had the group move out of the campsite. You had to have them leave the CDC. Herschel's farm gets overrun. Woodbury gets burned to the ground. You have the prison getting crushed. Terminus. How many locations have been destroyed? And I think that it's very likely that they're not going to be able to hole up in that house wherever they're at. I mean, if they're at Madison's, if they're at Chris's, I'm assuming they're going to Madison's. I think that because that's where Travis is at now, I think that's where he would take them. But it's very possible that, walkers could be lining the street or potentially ripping down the boards, ripping down the doors, the windows, the wall, whatever, is there. And they may be forced to seek shelter elsewhere. And, there may be different plans. And Travis might be caught up in the mix. And again, I don't think that it's a good idea for Travis to become the leader of this group. And I think that Madison is a little bit more level-headed than he is. I think that there's a good chance that Travis might act more, on like his gut or too fast maybe. I'll be very interested to see the type of character that he is. But the actor Cliff Curtis, if I'm not mistaken, did say that Travis is not like Rick. And I think that really him getting caught up in this situation could potentially bring a lot of stress to him as a character. And I don't know how he's going to stand up to it. Bringing your ex-wife and your fiance together, again, is a very bad combination sometimes. And I think there is going to be bad blood here. And Travis may not be able to deal with that very well. And he may upset not only Liza and Chris, but Madison and her children as well, by the decisions that he makes. And I think that that's why it's not a good idea for him to step up, because if he's making a situation, or a decision that could upset one side or the other, then, Travis might end up rubbing some people the wrong way, and it may cause more drama within the group. I could see a situation where both Madison and Travis do take control together. I think that them working together will help a little bit. I think they both have the ability to, and I think that Madison is really going to rely a lot on Travis to maybe keep Liza under control. And the same thing maybe with Liza, as well. She might want Madison to, basically not act the way like that she is. If she's potentially upset that Travis brought her back to the house, I think that Travis may end up, potentially rising to the occasion and preventing conflict, by being able to calm both of them down. Because that's the thing. I'm really interested to see who in this group is going to be the mature one, or if they all will, or if they all won't at various times. And I think that could change. Again, being dysfunctional, being blended, different situations at different times, people are going to be, dealing with situations. And different people can step up to the occasion at different times, depending on who's feuding. And I'll be very interested to see who will be mature about this. Who is going to be the one to bring this group together, tell them to knock off the BS, forget about all these past, issues, and survive. Because if they can't get over their issues, somebody's going to end up dead, or they're going to end up, separated. And I think that this is really going to be a big theme of season 1. And I think that both Madison and Travis both can play a role in keeping the peace. But the question is, who will? And if it's not them, will it be Liza? Will it be their children, Chris? Will it be maybe Daniel and Ophelia? Because I'm assuming they're going back with them too. What kind of a role are they going to play in this? Having neutral people can potentially help. And I think that it will. And I think that, excuse me, having all of these people come together, I think is really going to be a very interesting story. And I'm very interested to see what each character is going to do in this circumstance. And will they step up? Will they be able to be mature and get along with each other, or put their issues aside to survive? Or are those issues going to come to the forefront and cause some very big problems for the group? Could go either way. We'll have to wait and see. But with that, I'm going to bring this video to a close. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them. Feel free to subscribe. I do have more videos coming. And if there are any suggestions that you guys would like to see for an upcoming video topic, don't be afraid to suggest them. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that has been watching, that has given me video topics. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you again.